Hello. Yeah, good morning, everybody. My name is Robert Feng. I'm working for American Portwell Technology, and my title is Product Marketing Director. So today we are talking about OpenBMC hardware side. Because our company is making the hardware, so everybody will feel confused why hardware is important. But because everybody talk about the software functionality, I know software is a key. But the hardware is like the road. Software is like the car. If we don't make it a good road, when the car is driving, oh, it's too slow. Oh, it's traffic is stuck in there. Oh my God, I cannot get a signal. So something, a lot of problem. So that's why we're talking about hardware today. Because the hardware is important, is that we must make a good foundation for software to running. Anyway, so when we start OpenBMC hardware, we're working with the Facebook and the SBIT. So since just like 2015 December, when Facebook server team looking for some testing proof of concept, they looking for us and the SBIT. So we do have two generations. The first one we finished in 2016 in July, and the last one is a crop. Because OpenBMC need a lot of different signal. Because every software engineer is creative. They want to make a lot of achievement. They want to make a lot of security, functional. So the first hardware I would say is crop, because I don't provide enough signal linking for the software engineer to use. So that's why we have a second revision, add a lot of new signals into the design to make things smoothly. So you might feel change is like PCI is PCIe, USB is USB. And when I link to the switch, when I link to something, why you need other different signals? Why the hardware is different? So people feel strange, want to ask him why. So this is a key we built. It's based on the AST2500. Right now, for all servers, everybody use SD. I would say it's like more than 80%. And a lot of things just like people want the redundancy. Because right now, the flash is good. People using the memory, people use storage, everybody is using the flash. But flash have some challenge when a high temperature, it might lose. When something software crash, it might lose. So during this design, we need to think about how's the redundancy. How we can use the hardware protect the software firmware. So we make a redundancy swapping the design on the motherboard and on this system design. The BMC, the firmware flash is redundant. So that means when it crash, the software engineer can swap between the current BMC and the new BMC. And also they can compare for the security, because they can use one as a golden sample. They can just like checking if this is right or this is wrong, or somebody already make some changes. It's illegal. So this is why redundancy design is making us feel it's not only for safe, but also for the security. Also, this one is we test by the Facebook. We spent like almost 2 years working with Facebook. They fully doing a lot of testing and the design testing to ensure all signal transactions smoothly. So this is a block diagram. And I don't believe a block diagram will be different. But the block diagram is just like an easier example for you to understand what kind of this design, what signal we are using. But later on, it will be more. Depends on the software engineer need. And for this design, some fun things is we use the modular design. Why we use the modular design? Because Intel have a new idea, because they want the BGA. For control the heat, and for just like more stability, they don't want the LPGA. So that means the majority like a new processor unless it's high-end Xeon. A lot of processors go to the BGA processor. It's not just like in the past like LPGA. So we do facing challenge when we finish one product and finish one testing key. We test on one processor, our Intel do, our AMD build. Later on, we need to redo the hardware again. So that's why we skip this kind of thinking. We're doing the modular design, use the Express, to ensure the module, the computing board, can able to swap for every generation. And right now, the hardware side chain is kind of different in the past. In the past, we like the high-end Xeon, large server. The large one with high computing power with like 20 cores or a lot of cores with only 1 or 2 processor. But But right now, when Open19, a lot of standard coming out, even like when Facebook are doing get SLA wage, the thinking is different. It's using the MIM processor. First one, save for the energy. So that's why the Intel, the Portwell DE, and later on some processor becoming popular because of power and some just like a combination of the working sharing. So they can do more jobs and with a good energy saving. So that's why we need a modular design based on this standard block diagram. And the link all OpenBMC goes through different profile and the channels. So this is what we say the modular design benefit. Because when software testing, software engineer, the challenge we know is we don't want to wait for the hardware. When we do the BMC, OpenBMC, the hardware is not ready. And our company pushes us, hey, your software need to finish on time. And we don't have hardware to do anything. So that's why we do the modular design. The first thing is we can change the computer engine. And we can change all kind of AI card, no matter what the Broadcom, our new style like the Breakthrough, and all kind of switch card for the testing. And also we can upgrade easy later on based on new technology. Right now, maybe Portwell DE. Later on, Intel have a Skylake DE, or Ice Lake DE. So this has been a swappable. I believe it's one of the OCP concepts. On the hardware side, we need to provide flexibility and swappability for the future upgrade and development. So in this case, this development kit, we use the Feng Express module doing that. So that means just like it can easier upgrade and easier config based on the architecture and the need for the Melana, for the Intel IC, for all kind of new just like IC goes to a standard signal. And so that means just like not only quick to the market, quick time to the market, but also you can finish all the BMC testing, hardware and the firmware earlier ahead to initialize the project, ensure the project to be smooth, finish on time. I believe just like this is a good benefit from the modular design. And for the design challenge, I would say when we're working with Facebook, that's a lot of challenge, and the Facebook team provide a lot of helping with us. Because signal stability, all signal getting a high speed. When we're doing the design, the high speed signal, sometimes if a hardware engineer, for us, the trace distance is one key. The speed getting fast, Intel always say, I want the fast, performance increase. However, the stability becomes one more concern. How big it will be, how the trace distance, how we gonna control those signals. So on the hardware, we do have a lot of just like a challenge on the signal stability. Because right now, everybody uses the DDR4. The PCI is Gen 3. Incoming from Intel point of view, maybe after 3 years, 4 years, the DDR5 is coming, and a different memory controlling. And also PCIe, maybe from the Gen 3 to Gen 4. How we gonna facing that? How we gonna ensure not only speed going up? Because high speed means everything, but high speed, if anything lost, it will be means nothing. So from the hardware side, signal integrity and stability becomes very important when we're doing that. So when you design the hardware, please be careful how you control the signal stability. And interface with other device. For example, a lot of device, like right now we use Broadcom, but some people just like they want to use a Breakthrough or other switch or Marvell. And even standard side is PCIe. But when we use I2C or other signal discussion or gather the information, system health or something, PCIe doesn't provide to you before the OS starting. And the PCIe sometimes ahead, not ahead of BIOS. So we're using no matter I2C, GPIO, all kind of other signal depends on the different IC. So when you decide the hardware, you need to think about it. When software engineer, what kind of speed they need, what kind of IC they are using, and what kind of just interactive between those IC and the OpenBMC. So that's a lot of just like a signal device mapping. When we design the OpenBMC, we need to think about it. The first one, we for sure can like a testing key. We build a full things. We include all kind of signal. But the second thing, you have a challenge. Due to the product quantity, the cost is another thinking. So that's why a lot of signal integrity and the interface and the mapping better test before making the final decision. So that's why we make this kind of key for people, software engineer, to test a signal transaction, to test what kind of signal is stable under your device. Just like an SM bus, it might only up to the A device, but you get more. I2C, you might feel it's too slow. And later on, GPIO is good, but the GPIO, you need more controlling code. So a lot of thinking during the hardware. Our job is to make the software smooth. So that's why we make this key and working with Facebook to ensure what kind of signal suitable for different systems. In addition, just like a BMC is one thing. For sure, a lot of things like a wedge, they have a CPLD. And on the motherboard, they have a BIOS. Even right now, a lot of motherboard, there is an embedded controller. That's a lot of interactive between each firmware. So how to make those firmware talking well and easier without a lot of change and migration, that's another challenge. So under development, as I say, just like I2C, SM bus, and the GPIO, we do a lot of testing. So we don't want to say which is best. It's based on the software. Because the software is the car. We make a rule. If the car can run it well on this rule, maybe running bad on other rule. So this kind of just like signal testing is important while the early stage to ensure it. Also, one thing OpenBMC is different with the others. In the past, BMC is there. They just getting the data and the signal from different devices directly. But when OpenBMC, what Facebook is doing, they have a D-bus. They collect all signal, maybe via the microcontroller, embedded controller. They collect all signal ahead as a pool. Then BMC read directly. So the good thing is just one signal on hardware, they can read all. But the challenge is how you get from D-bus from all kind of different devices. So this is a very challengeable thing. But the end out is good because it makes software easier for next generation. Why I'm saying that? Because once you use a D-bus already set up of a different channel protocol, getting all signal in the D-bus. Later on, you only need one signal to read the D-bus. You don't need to separate all different signal, go to different hardware channel to read all kind of just like a system status. So D-bus will be a key for the OpenBMC software. So that's why when we do the hardware mapping, maybe you can hide in this one into the microcontroller, maybe embedded controller, and what kind of just like a new hardware, fresh. That's why we are doing that. And another challenge we are facing when just like we are working with the OpenBMC is a device. It's not a window because everybody uses Linux, and OpenBMC is empty items. You need to build everything. So that means just like when new IC coming out, you will feel headache. You need to spend a lot of time to build an IC connection, interactive between the hardware and the software. So that's why we will suggest, because some company like Facebook or what else, they already have the OpenBMC pre-built. If you are using some IC, they already test, already finish those kind of work, it might increase a lot of speed. But it also depends on security. Every company have a different security thinking. Even like a Huawei or other company, they have some national security concern, so all IC selection is also a challenge there. So I will say just like a hardware and the firmware. Firmware is a different key. So when we are doing that, we need to tune a lot of BIOS firmware. But due to the D-bus and due to some setting, we only tune the firmware, focus on the microcontroller, our BMC firmware. We don't need to tune firmware to focus on each device. Because the D-bus, microcontroller BMC, is already going to catch information from the old device. So that's one good thing from the OpenBMC. So people were asking, what will be next? On the hardware side, I don't think just like there's a lot of different change. Just like what Intel does, like what ASC does. People always going to next generation, from generation 1 to generation 2, generation 3, and from SP Tech in the past, 23, 24, 25. Right now, they will go to 26. But you will ask, what's the difference? Is that important? For me, no matter how, if the rule created before 20 years, it didn't get damaged, car can drive, it's still good. We don't really need to create a new rule for the car. So that's why I would say, new role can provide some new feature because everybody looking for fast, stable signal. Like right now, it's I2C. And the only difference before the performance, before some cache increase, I only see is I3C. I3C, I2C is backward compatible. That's for the new things. But I don't know how the I3C gonna help, gonna change those kind of signal caching. And what kind of difference? Just like the USB 2 to USB 3 is useful, people take it. However, before the LVDS, how we change it to the EDP, RDP, or the MIPI, I would say EDP failed. People choose the MIPI because the cell phone, tablet use the MIPI. Even Intel start increase has EDP, but not a lot of hardware designer pick up the EDP. Everybody pick the MIPI because it's easy in the use. So I don't know what I3C gonna change, gonna help. All I know from now, from all devices, is they increase the speed and they have more just like a connectivity between the software and the memory. Why memory is important, one thing I would like to say, when we're doing the OpenBMC and doing some hardware, the flash getting faster, but the flash also causes a lot of challenge problem. So the monitoring from the hardware side is not only monitoring the PCIe device, not only monitoring switch. We need a better way to monitor the memory and those flash device to know what's their healthy status, how good they are, how stable they are. So that's why later on, might have a new device like our signal bus, like I3C. They have a go-to different like JTAG channel to monitor the memory. Because everybody on the software side, they want a faster and large memory, so the software can run fast. However, memory, even with the ECC, you can avoid a single B mistake. Sometimes you cannot avoid a double B mistake. When double B mistake happens, ECC is not fast enough to prevent a crash. So that's why when we're doing the OpenBMC, we also on hardware side have a redundancy. When things really crash, it's swap to others, just same as ECC concept. So that's why I would say, in the hardware side, in the software side, what will be next? I also think the software engineer can help us, feedback us, what you guys are thinking, what hardware side can help. Because the goal is not only make a system fast, but also make a system stable. And then just like a cell phone, we are not just like want to receive a call. We want to receive a clear message from all calls. So that's why stability and the signal integrity is very important, even on the OpenBMC side. So what we are looking forward, as we are mentioning, we are looking forward to the ST2600 and what we discussing with the SB and also Facebook. This one is on the current Facebook build OpenBMC is a plug and play, it's drop-in compatible. We don't really need ST2600 ready for testing those OpenBMC. Right now, the OpenBMC can test on the ST2500. When you finish the software development, ST2600 can drop and play right away. So on the hardware side, it's a good thing. So as I mentioned, ST2600 only have I3C. This signal, we are still just like checking with different company to know what kind of software engineer want this signal to be. I want to use it. But since it's backward compared with I2C, right now, on the D-bus, everything can read directly. I don't have a concern on the hardware side. So hardware side, when we design this one, it's 100% compatible for the future development. And the second thing is we are thinking about a modular design. Because as we mentioned, right now, software is very fast. As a hardware provider, we feel headache. When software getting fast, and how soon hardware gonna be? Because the hardware development period, I would say, for hardware really stable, it need to take at least 1 year. Because roughly doing schematic, global layout, and have samples, and doing a lot of testing, 6 months can be sample ready, maybe can deployment. But without 1 year testing, I don't think it will be stable. Because we have working with along the Wedge and other OCP systems. So I would like to say another thinking is to make a modular design. is not only on the CPU board, but also on the AI device. And when we make this kind of design from the hardware, we are also thinking about, as we mentioned, how BMC gonna read it, how the BMC gonna co-work with it. Just like right now PCIe, our USB. For traditional USB, only 2 signals, data plus, data minus, 5 volt, and the ground. And for the USB 3.0, only add 4 more signals, SSTX plus, SSTX minus, SSRX plus, SSRX minus, 4 signals increase the speed. However, there is no signal to monitor that. The only signal is using the regular signal to read and write, understand the device. But there is no signal to monitor the health of the device connect with those kind of PCIe and the USB on the standard connector. So we're doing a lot of hardware right now. A lot of companies, not only Facebook, maybe other companies, using the different connector for their system to build a modular design. So on the hardware development, next step is we are need to figure out what's the best signal, what kind of connector migration, integration, or what kind of connector improvement can provide the right signal for the OpenBMC to read those devices for software engineer able to gather those kind of signals from those devices, ensure the security, ensure the health of the system. So this is a challenge for next modular design. So on the next project, we are working on, we call it just like a mission peak system. It's try to use a modular not only for the computing board, because the first project we have done is only computing board modularized. We are doing the second project and try to migrate OpenBMC into a system with a different modularized design. So that means in the future, a lot of testing can be ahead, can be done using a module for software engineer testing ahead. But what kind of connector, what kind of signal best, we don't have idea yet. Because the current market, there's always a standard there, but the standards only focus on the performance data transaction. The standard is not focused on the system monitoring. So this one, what kind of signal, we are still checking, and hopefully next year we can have some more information, and working with no matter Facebook or our company, figure what's the best way. So anyway, so thank you for coming, and that's my presentation today. If any question, you can connect with me. Thank you.
Thanks, Robert.